So I want to end this portion of the videos. There may still be more to come. I'm kind of torn about whether I want to introduce a little bit of, Beckett this week and maybe talk through a little bit of Waiting for Godot. So if there's more videos that follow, I decided that, right? But the thing I'd like to end on is just a brief commentary on the initial scenario that we were presented with, the prisoners in San Quentin watching Waiting for Godot and having a revelation, and that becoming part of the institutional language and knowledge of a prison, right? First of all, let's discuss the fact that prisons are unnatural places, right? Regardless of how you feel about the prison system in the United States, and feel whatever way you wish to about this. The class is not about that, right? It is an unnatural place, right? By design, right? You are confined to a small space. You're confined with people who have also committed infractions, legal infractions of some sort, and you are not allowed to leave, right? And yet you are expected to become reformed by your time there. In what manner? Sometimes very confusing. I'm not sure exactly sometimes what the prison system wants to do, how it intends to reform. But the prisoners in San Quentin, upon Waiting for Godot, all saw something that was familiar. What they saw was a group of people who were not free, right? And who were waiting for something that was not going to come, and even if it did, it would never be able to meet the expectations that were had, right? Their understanding of it largely agreed upon by Beckett, right? Beckett sort of, his only commentary really there was that, you are to get out of these plays what you get out of these plays, right? These plays are meant to allow you to reflect, right? And to maybe see some of yourself or some of your situation in the play, right? In whatever way that happens, right? There is no preconceived meaning for the play. He wrote it the way that he wrote it. And so when these prisoners saw this play, they were able to read onto the framework of the play their own personal situations. This idea of wanting to be able to leave and not being able to leave. This idea of waiting for something good that you don't even know when that good thing might come and what type of good thing it might be and whether it will actually be good, right? And that outside, right, this outside mysterious place, right, is some place that is remembered but is a distant memory for a lot of people. They don't remember being part of normal society. The way that prison has affected them sort of makes the outside feel like a bit of a dream, right? Were they ever there? Did they live there? What was their life like there, right? Memory starts to play tricks on you. They read into the play all of these things, and it affected them deeply. People with different situations in life will read different things onto it, right? You're certainly not going to be reading prison analogies, more than likely not, right, onto this particular play, Waiting for Godot. But you may read, other things, right? You may have a job that you are reminded of when you're watching, these plays. You may have past relationships or past life experiences that you reflect upon as you're watching these plays. And that's good. That's fine. The most important thing for everybody to be able to do with this work is going to be to allow their experiences to inform their reactions, then to be able to separate ourselves from our own experiences and look at responsibility, look at the theater of the absurd and the distance between what is expected and what is acquired in the way that we have before, looking at some of these characters as, are they absurd heroes like Sisyphus, or do they fail to manage to fill up their time, right? And to make the most of who they are. It's a two-part thing, right? experiencing, right, and reflecting, and allowing ourselves to feel what we feel with these plays, and then separating ourselves from that and looking at it a little bit more intellectually, right? So the best thing this week, read the Esalen. If you've not already read it, please go back and read it, and then you might want to watch some of these video parts again as we talk about what sort of these playwrights are and what they do. But then also consider watching, either by yourselves or with your group, the portions of Waiting for Godot that I'm going to be placing onto the Canvas page. There we go. That's going to be, I believe, the most important thing for us to do leading into our first official Play of the Absurd, which will take place next week. And that will be, of course, Endgame by Samuel Beckett. So, talk to you soon.